Hello. Welcome again to my channel, guys. Um, in this video, I will be walking you through the process of loading data to my SQL database and run some queries on that data. So in the previous video, we went through the trouble of trying to install my SQL Workbench, and you guys saw, if you watched that video, you saw some of the issues that we ran into trying to install it, and we had to do a few trials. Eventually it worked, and now we have our environment set up, but we don't have the data to work with yet. Okay, so what we want to do in this video now is load data to this environment and run a little bit of queries, um, and basically from there we can progress and learn and continue learning and increasing our knowledge, basically expanding our knowledge of SQL. But yeah, so in this video I'm going to show you that. So I could show you just a simple way of loading a simple CSV, but I thought it might be useful just to have like more data, right? Like where you have a bunch of tables that are have entity relationship, foreign keys, constraints, stored procedures, and all of that. And the perfect place to get that is MySQL um, uh, provides us with sort of a sample database that we can use to work with. And I think that is, that's what I'm going to show you guys how to load into this environment. So let's go ahead and do that. So what you want to do is go to open your browser, and you can type MySQL sample data, right? MySQL sample database. They always, even Oracle, they provide you with sample data. A number of these databases, they provide you with sample data that you can use to play with. And if you see this, MySQL Developer Zone, they provide us with this Sakila sample database. So we will go ahead and pick this. So just click that, and here there's history of what the data is, who created it, and all of that, and how to install it. So I'm not going to go through all of that, but basically this is just a sample data that we can use, and I'm going to go to installation here. This basically shows us how to install it and how to get the data to your environment, right? And again, the reason why I want to show you this, guys, is that having the environment without data to use is not really that much useful, because you want to set the environment up and you want to have data there so that you can start running your query. And like, the reason why when you go to a company, right, when you get hired in a company and they have the environment really set up for you, is because really, they are other people they pay, right, to set it up. And those people, their thing is just to make sure that you have the data ready. And most of the times, the data engineers or DBAs who make the data available for you as a data analyst. Because as a data analyst, you don't want to worry about how to get the data, right? You just want to go there and make sure that you have what you need to do your work. So this is now that, you working sort of, when you're setting this new environment, trying to be an engineer and as a DPA as well, and as a data analyst. And at the end of the day, you have your data then that you can use to play with, write a bunch of CTEs or long stored procedures, so that when you go to Europe, you have your weapons ready, right? This is like it's a practice zone. When they hire soldiers, they go and they do a lot of training. This is you in your training environment doing your work. So this sample data now will give you that capability of really expanding that training, so that when you go to work, you can tell people, hey guys, I know these things and I will make it happen for you, and that is why you're paying me, and I will do even a better job for you so that you can pay me more money, things like that. So when you come here, uh, in the installation, it will tell you that the sample database is available in this um, link here. So just click this and open it in a new browser. And when you move down here, it gives you the options of also using CLI. And maybe later I will show you how to do this in CLI. But right now, we just want to download it. And the one we want to download is called Sakila. So if you go here, you will see a number of example databases that they have here. And one is World Database. Sakila database is the one that we're interested in. So, or you can pick any of these, right? It doesn't really matter. You can take any of these and download and load it to the environment. So I'm just going to take this basic one for that MySQL has provided us. So what you want to do is just click your zip. Um, it's going to download it to your downloads. Go there, and then here I don't know if we need to extract this. Okay. All right. This one is then. In some cases, I don't know why that didn't come with the extract, but let's go to downloads. Yeah. Okay. It's actually extract. It is a zip file. So you want to extract this, and I'm just going to extract it right here. Let's extract all, and I'm going to extract it here. Okay. All right. So here is that folder, and here we have two, actually three. This is database. So Workbench. I'm not going to worry about this. But these two are the ones that you're interested in. This one contains the schema, basically the create statements to create the tables. And then this one inserts the data to that. So if we open this, I'm going to open this in VS Code. VS Code is basically another editor that you can use as well. So if you see here, it contains a bunch of explanations, distribution, basically copyright information, and the table structure. So creating and basically these are the DDLs. They call this DDL. So uh, all of that is being set up here and the relationship between these tables and everything. So we also have stored procedures here, fields, and all of those things. So you can scroll through this and just see what it's doing. But the short of it is it's just creating the objects. Okay, this is a schema, creating the schema, and then the data is inserting to what you just created in the other one. So it's inserting to all of this. So in the order of execution, what you want to do first is create a schema. You want to create a house before you move in, right? So we want to create a house now. Basically the schema where our data will sit. So copy the schema one, come here, and to open a new uh, editor window, you go here, create a new SQL tab, right? So just create that one and paste that. So you paste that, and what you want to do is Control A to highlight everything and then run. Just click execute. Okay. So that one has executed, and you can see here that a number of these have been created, and you will see some warnings that the schema here, for example, does not exist, so you can't drop it because it wasn't there before, right? So all you have to do to see if these schemas have been created is refresh. There's a refresh button up here. Create refresh, and there it is. It's a killer, right? That's the one we want to create. And the way you see this, if you scroll down in this query, actually I'll show it here in this schema. The first thing that it does is it sets some variables and all, but this is where it creates a schema, right? So the first thing, it creates the schema, it drops it if it's there, creates it if it's not there. I mean, it drops and then creates it, and then switches to use that schema. So this is the command for that. And then now you create all of these tables inside this schema, right? So after, address, category, all of those. So you can go here and you expand this under tables, you will see all of those. So you see after there, after some of this table created, address, category, okay, category, all of that. And right now, if you check if there's data here, you will see it's empty. and you will see here, for example, rows affected. When after this table appeared, nothing is in there. Okay, so you can also check it from here. You can click this tabular thing here. It will tell you. It will show you the the data that you have and it's empty. That's one way of doing it. Or you can just do count. Okay, you can count and it has zero. That's zero records right now. So we want to insert data now into this database or into the object that we created here. We want to insert the data. So the way to do that is just do the same thing. Go to the data section here and you can copy. And you can see here, this is just a bunch of inserts. Basically inserting data there. So you can see here it's inserting to after first, and then after that it's going to insert to address and the rest of the other tables. So I'm going to copy this, right? And then I'm going to open a new tab here, paste it, highlight, then execute. There we go. So now you can see here we have our data inserted. So you can see 599. Okay, and some of them are not being inserted. Okay, so we have done that, and you can go ahead and try to query this data now. So if you go to Alta, for example, now if you click here, we should have data in there. So see that? Okay, so we have our data in there for address, something about country, something store. Okay, so yeah, so now you have your data file. And I think as part of the um, create statements, the schema, we created also a bunch of fields and a bunch of stored procedures. And I think the fields will have data as well, because now we do have data in our tables. So you can see, you can go through this, and these are the fields that have been created for you. These are just pre-filled for you, and you can go through the queries, see what it's doing, what the schema is doing, scroll down through here, a bunch of DTL statements. I'm not, this is not the course for teaching SQL, but ideally now you have your data ready for you, and you can you can do a lot of things. So you can go here and check, you can expand, check the columns, and basically you can start writing your queries, right? So you can, for example, just switch, use that schema, okay, execute it, and then from there you can. And the reason why we do this is so you don't have to refer to this, because when you have a lot of schemas, you might have two tables in two schemas. If you don't specify it, then you'll run into some errors. So you can start saying select, for example, actor ID, first name. Actually, if you do the table first, you will get you'll get prompts here, right? So last name, for example, last name here, it will know. So if you know the table, so you can start selecting and doing a bunch of things, right? So you can select two tables. You can now start doing joins. So you explore this data set, see what tables can be joined together, and write a bunch of joins. You can now start doing all your analysis here, right? So this is just an example of loading data here. Maybe in future videos, I will show you, if say you have data in CSV or JSON. I don't know if this one is supported, but I will explore that. If you have your data, Excel, CSV, Parquet, JSON, and all of that, we'll see how we can load that data to MySQL. Some of those formats may not be supported, but maybe I can make a future video on how to do that. But the basic idea, at least for this video, was first to show you how to install this environment, how to set it up, and then after that, how to load data. And then from here, you can start doing all of the things that you need to do, right? You can start running your queries now. So you have the environment ready now, you have the data. So you can go to YouTube or go to online and start doing your learning now. You can start learning the syntax. You can start learning the actual language itself and how it works. You have the data. Now you can go look for the tools, right? So this is just like you have the house built and everything is in it. Now go look for food, right? And start making children. All right, guys. That might have been a terrible example, but thank you again for watching this video. Um, please like this video, subscribe, and let me know if there's any topic that you want me to cover. Um, and I will make it. And again, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. All right, guys. Thank you. That was it for this video. All right. Bye bye.